Welcome to Sleep Story, your nightly escape into a world of dreams and tranquility. Before we embark on our journey tonight, take a moment to unwind and relax. Find your most comfortable position, nestled in your bed, letting go of the day's tensions. As you settle in, allow yourself to be cradled by the softness around you. As you lie comfortably, let's start with a relaxing sleep induction. Inhale deeply, counting to 4. Hold your breath, counting to 7. And then exhale slowly, counting to 8. Repeat this breathing exercise. Inhale, hold, exhale. Let's do it one more time. Inhale, hold, exhale. With each breath, feel yourself sinking deeper into relaxation. Let's count down from 10 to 1. With each descending number, feel your body and mind slip further into a state of complete relaxation. 10. Your toes are becoming light and tension-free, as if a gentle wave of relaxation is washing over them. 9. Your ankles loosen and unwind, letting go of the day's journey, bringing you comfort and peace. 8. Your legs feel the warmth and ease, resting as if on a cloud, light and unburdened. 7. Your waist and back release all stress, surrounded by a comforting warmth. 6. Chest and shoulders melt away all tension, breathing in relaxation and ease. 5. Arms and fingers relax, sinking into the soothing softness of your bed. 4. Neck and head muscles ease, every tension dissolving into calmness. 3. Breathing steadies, deepening. Each inhale brings peace. Each exhale releases stress. 2. Your heartbeat is calm and steady, reassuring you with every beat. 1. Now deeply relaxed, ready for a restful sleep. As our countdown concludes, you are now in a state of deep relaxation, poised at the threshold of sleep. Our story is about to begin, crafted to guide you into a peaceful slumber. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and let the narrative lead you into a serene and restful night. Let's begin our journey into the land of dreams. As the sun began its descent, casting long shadows across the vast ocean, Clara stood on the edge of the cliff, watching the gentle waves roll onto the shore. The The sky above was painted in hues of soft lavender and warm gold, blending effortlessly into the tranquil blue of the sea. The air was crisp, carrying the scent of salt water and a hint of pine from the nearby forest. Clara had always found peace here, at this secluded coastal retreat where the lighthouse stood tall and unwavering. It had been years since she'd discovered this place, tucked away from the rush and noise of her daily life, a sanctuary that promised rest for her weary mind. Tonight, she would stay again, seeking the calm that the lighthouse always seemed to offer. The old lighthouse had a comforting presence. It stood at the edge of the world, its white stone tower stretching up to meet the sky. At night, its beacon would sweep across the ocean, a soft and steady rhythm that seemed to match the beating of her heart. Clara smiled softly to herself, remembering how, as a child, she had imagined the lighthouse to be a great protector, guarding the shores from unseen dangers, guiding lost ships safely back to land. The warmth of the evening sun began to fade, replaced by the cool caress of twilight. Clara wrapped her shawl tighter around her shoulders and made her way down the worn path that led to the lighthouse door. The creak of the old wooden door welcomed her as she stepped inside. The familiar scent of aged wood and salty air filling her senses. She lit a single lantern that cast a soft, golden glow around the room. Clara settled into the worn armchair by the window, where she had spent countless nights before, watching the ocean as it whispered its ancient songs. The waves seemed to dance in time with the flickering light of the lantern. With a deep breath, she allowed herself to sink into the moment, feeling the weight of the day melt away. The lighthouse was quiet, save for the occasional soft hum of the wind outside and the distant sound of waves lapping at the shore. Clara could feel the rhythm of the ocean in her bones, steady and sure, like a heartbeat. She closed her eyes and let the sound wash over her, its gentle pulse guiding her thoughts into stillness. In her mind, Clara imagined herself floating on the surface of the water, buoyed by the soft swells of the sea. The water was cool and clear, its surface reflecting the stars that were now beginning to dot the sky above. She floated there, weightless, cradled by the ocean's embrace, her worries and thoughts drifting away with each passing wave. The lighthouse's beam of light swept across the sea, steady and unhurried, illuminating the darkened horizon. It was as though time had slowed, stretching into eternity. There was no past, no future, only the present moment, calm and infinite. As the night deepened, the stars above grew brighter, twinkling like diamonds scattered across velvet. Clara opened her eyes just enough to see the lighthouse beam continue its gentle arc across the water, a guiding light in the dark. The rhythm of the ocean and the steady presence of the lighthouse filled her with a deep sense of peace. Her eyelids grew heavy, and her breathing slowed, matching the gentle cadence of the waves outside. In the stillness, Clara felt herself drifting closer to sleep, her mind quiet and her body relaxed. Just before she surrendered to the pull of slumber, she whispered to herself, "I am safe. I am at peace." And with that, she let go. The soft sounds of the sea and the steady light of the lighthouse guiding her into a deep, restful sleep. As Clara drifted deeper into sleep, her consciousness began to float, carried away by the rhythmic sound of the waves. She was no longer in the lighthouse, but somewhere else, somewhere deep and magical, where the boundaries between reality and dreams dissolved like mist on the water. In her dream, Clara found herself standing at the edge of the same ocean, but it was different now, more alive and vibrant than before. The sky above her was a deep, inky blue, dotted with stars that shimmered like tiny lanterns. The moon hung low on the horizon, casting a soft silver glow on the surface of the water. The sea itself seemed to hum with energy, its waves glowing faintly, as if they held secrets beneath their surface. Clara felt an irresistible pull toward the water, and without hesitation, she stepped into the surf. The water was warm and welcoming, lapping gently around her ankles, then rising slowly as she walked further into the sea. With each step, she felt lighter, as if the ocean was lifting her up, supporting her. Before long, she was floating again, just as she had imagined earlier. But this time, it was real. The water cradled her like an old friend, and she let herself be carried by the gentle current. As she looked up at the sky, she noticed something extraordinary. A shimmering light below her, coming from the depths of the ocean. Curiosity overtook her, and Clara dove beneath the surface, cutting through the water with ease. The deeper she swam, the more the world around her transformed. It was no longer the dark and quiet ocean she had once known. It had become a fantastical underwater realm filled with life and wonder. The water here was clear as glass, and as Clara descended, she saw vibrant coral reefs sprawling out in all directions, their brilliant colors glowing in shades of pink, turquoise, and gold. Fish of every shape and size swam past her, their scales glimmering like precious gems. Some were small and delicate, darting through the coral with ease, while others were larger, majestic creatures that glided gracefully through the water, their movements slow and deliberate. As Clara swam deeper, she spotted something even more incredible. An ancient, sunken city lying beneath the waves. The ruins of the city were vast and sprawling, with towering columns and crumbling walls covered in iridescent seaweed. The The structures were adorned with intricate carvings of sea creatures and mythical beings, their eyes seeming to follow her as she drifted by. At the heart of the city stood a grand palace, its walls shimmering with a soft, pearlescent glow. Clara felt an inexplicable pull toward it, as if it was calling her, beckoning her to come closer. She swam toward the palace, her heart beating faster with anticipation. As she approached the entrance, the massive doors slowly opened, revealing a vast, open chamber inside. The chamber was filled with light, though there was no clear source. It was as if the water itself was glowing, casting a soft, golden hue over everything. In the center of the room, surrounded by swirling schools of fish, was a throne carved from coral and adorned with pearls and seashells. And seated on the throne was a figure unlike any Clara had ever seen before. A woman, regal and otherworldly, sat upon the throne, her long hair flowing like seaweed in the current. Her skin glistened like the surface of the ocean at dawn, and her eyes sparkled with the same light that had guided Clara here. She was the queen of the sea, and her presence filled the chamber with a sense of ancient wisdom and quiet power. "Welcome," the queen said, her voice soft and melodic, echoing through the water like a distant song. "You have journeyed far to find this place." Clara felt no fear, only awe. "Where am I?" she asked, her voice sounding strange and muted in the watery depths. "You are in the heart of the ocean," the queen replied, her gaze steady and kind. "A place forgotten by many, but remembered by those who dream." The queen rose from her throne and extended her hand toward Clara. As Clara reached out to take it, she felt a surge of warmth and energy flow through her, as if the ocean itself was welcoming her into its embrace. The queen smiled. "Here, time moves differently," the queen continued. "What is lost can be found, and what is forgotten can be remembered. You are safe here, Clara. You are free." With those words, the room began to change. The walls of the palace dissolved into swirling currents of water, and the fish transformed into beams of light that danced around them. The queen and Clara floated together, weightless, as the world around them became a kaleidoscope of colors and shapes, like a dream within a dream. For what felt like hours, or perhaps just moments, Clara drifted in this strange, beautiful realm. She felt connected to the ocean, to the world, and to herself in a way she had never experienced before. It was as if all her worries, all her doubts, had been washed away by the tide, leaving only peace and stillness. "Your journey here is no accident," the queen said, her voice echoing like a distant song. "You have been called to this place. There is a part of you that belongs to the sea, Clara." Clara's breath caught. She had always felt a deep connection to the ocean, but never like this. "What do you mean?" she asked, her voice barely a whisper. The queen smiled, her eyes soft, yet filled with knowing. "There is magic in the ocean, an ancient magic that few are able to see. It flows through all who are connected to it, but only those who are truly attuned to its call can find their way to the heart of the sea." She reached out her hand, and as Clara took it, she felt a surge of warmth spread through her body, as if she were being filled with light. "Come," the queen whispered, leading her deeper into the palace. As they moved, the walls around them shimmered and shifted, turning into swirling currents of water, revealing hidden pathways that hadn't been there before. Suddenly, Clara found herself standing on a cliff, not unlike the one by the lighthouse. But this cliff was otherworldly, suspended in the middle of a vast celestial sea. The water below was a mirror, reflecting galaxies and distant stars that glittered like jewels in the sky. Clara realized she was no longer underwater, yet the sea remained all around her, above and below, endless and infinite. In the distance, towering figures began to emerge from the horizon. Massive, glowing beings made entirely of water. Their bodies rippled like the surface of the ocean, and their eyes glowed with the same deep, ethereal light as the queen's. Clara watched in awe as they moved toward her, their presence both awe-inspiring and peaceful. "These are the guardians of the tides," the queen said softly, her voice reverberating in the air. "They have watched over the ocean for eons, guiding the flow of time and the movement of the seas." The guardians bowed their heads in unison, acknowledging Clara's presence. She felt small in their towering shadows, yet somehow she sensed that she was not insignificant to them. The ocean, it seemed, was not just a body of water. It was alive, an ancient force that connected all things, past, present, and future. One of the guardians stepped forward, raising a massive hand that shimmered like the surface of a moonlit lake. In its palm rested a glowing, translucent orb, pulsing with a soft blue light. "This," the guardian said, in a voice that rumbled like distant thunder, "is the heart of the ocean. It holds the memories of every drop of water that has ever existed. The ocean remembers everything, every storm, every calm, every life that has passed through it." The orb floated toward Clara, who reached out instinctively. As her fingers brushed against it, a rush of images flooded her mind. Vast ocean landscapes, ancient sea creatures long extinct, ships lost to time, and civilizations forgotten by the surface world. She saw not just the history of the ocean, but also the future. A future filled with possibilities, where the sea and land were inextricably intertwined. Clara gasped, overwhelmed by the magnitude of what she was seeing. But the queen's steady presence grounded her. The heart of the ocean chooses those it deems worthy," the Queen said, her voice soothing. "And it has chosen you, Clara. You have been called here not just to witness, but to protect. The ocean's power is vast, but so are its secrets. There are forces that seek to exploit this power, to bend the ocean's magic to their will." Clara felt the weight of the orb in her hands, but it was not a burden. It was a responsibility, a calling. "But why me?" she asked, her voice trembling. "I'm just a woman from a small coastal town. What can I possibly do?" The Queen's smile was kind, almost motherly. "You are not just anyone, Clara. You have always felt the pull of the sea, its rhythms guiding you, calming you. You are more connected to it than you realize. You carry its magic within you, a gift passed down through generations." Before Clara could respond, the ground beneath her began to tremble. The celestial sea below rippled violently, and in the distance, a dark shadow began to rise from the depths. It was vast and monstrous, a creature born from the darkest corners of the ocean, where light could never reach. The Queen's expression darkened. "The deep one stirs," she said, her voice low. "It has sensed the heart's awakening and seeks to claim its power." The sky above them began to churn, and the stars flickered as if dimmed by some malevolent force. Clara could feel the creature's presence, its hunger for the magic of the ocean, its desire to control it. But before fear could take hold, the Queen placed a hand on her shoulder. "Do not be afraid, Clara. You are not alone in this." As the dark shadow loomed closer, the guardians of the tides began to move. Their massive bodies glowed brighter, their forms merging with the water, becoming part of the very sea itself. They raised their arms, and the ocean responded, waves rising in colossal swells, crashing against the approaching darkness. Clara felt the heart of the ocean pulse in her hands, its energy flowing through her, filling her with strength she had never known. She closed her eyes and let the magic of the sea guide her. The water around her swirled and rose, lifting her into the air. She was no longer just Clara from the lighthouse. She was a part of the ocean, a protector of its ancient magic. With a surge of energy, she directed the power of the heart toward the dark shadow. A beam of light shot from the orb, piercing the darkness like a spear. The creature roared, a sound that shook the very fabric of the dream. But the light was relentless. It pushed the shadow back, further and further, until it sank once more into the depths, defeated. The sea grew calm once again, the stars brightening in the sky above. Clara floated gently back to the ground, the heart of the ocean glowing softly in her hands. The Queen stepped forward, her expression one of pride and gratitude. "You have done well, Clara," she said. "The ocean is safe once more, but the journey is not over. she will be called upon again when the time is right. Clara felt a deep sense of peace, as if she had finally found her place in the world. The ocean's rhythms pulsed in time with her own heartbeat, and she knew that she would never truly be alone. As the dream began to fade, the Queen's voice lingered in the air, soft and reassuring. Remember, Clara, the ocean is always with you. You are its protector now. And with that, Clara drifted back into the quiet darkness of sleep, her heart full of the magic and mystery of the sea, knowing that she would always be connected to its endless depths.